You open your eyes to a new morning, a blessing, and perhaps a surprise. At 70 or beyond, every sunrise feels like a gift. Maybe you catch a glimpse of sunlight through the curtains and it reminds you of your younger days, dancing in the yard, laughing with neighbors, feeling unstoppable. But now, the reflection in the mirror might show silver hair and lines of experience. You've earned each crease, each strand of gray. Yet, let me share a secret that many seniors never discover. The morning can be a powerful fountain of youth. Believe it or not, small mistakes before breakfast could quietly rob you of precious years, one subtle misstep that might cost you your independence after 75. And here's another shocking truth. 80% of seniors skip a simple habit each day, silently draining their energy without realizing it. But you won't be among them anymore. Today, we're going to talk about 7 morning habits that add at least 10 more vibrant, joyful years to your life after 70. These aren't big, flashy cures or empty promises. They are proven, gentle rituals practiced by people who happily reach their 90s and beyond. So, settle in. Picture yourself stronger, more engaged with life, and brimming with a calm confidence. You deserve to feel that way. Let's begin our journey. 1. A gentle, grounding wake-up. Not just jumping out of bed. Think of your morning as the foundation for the entire day. If you leap out of bed too quickly, heart racing, mind scattered, you risk small injuries and unnecessary stress on your body. For many seniors, that sudden jolt can lead to dizziness or even a fall. And let's be honest, as we get older, bones and joints can take longer to recover from a simple tumble. This is where a gentle, grounding wake-up ritual comes in. What does that look like? The moment your eyes open, resist the urge to spring up. Instead, give yourself a few moments to stretch your arms overhead, flex your feet, and rotate your ankles. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold it for a second, then exhale with a sense of relief. Feel your muscles awakening. This small act anchors you, physically and mentally, so you're steady when you do stand. Picture a dear friend of mine named Maureen, who's 83. She once told me her morning starts with a personal thank you. Before she even puts on her slippers, she gently wiggles her toes and whispers gratitude for another day. That slow, purposeful approach not only protects her from lightheadedness, but also sets a positive tone. And guess what? Maureen rarely misses a day of exercise or community volunteering. She's living proof that a gentle wake-up shapes your energy levels for hours and years ahead. Try it tomorrow. Don't rush. Treat your body like a cherished instrument, one that needs a careful tune-up before it can play the music of the day. You'll notice your breathing deepen, your joints feel steadier, and your spirit lighten. One day of that calm, conscious start might seem small, but repeated daily, it's like pouring the first drops into a life-changing cup of longevity. 2. Hydration, the overlooked lifeline. It's tempting to skip your morning water and go straight for coffee or tea. Trust me, I understand. The aroma of a fresh brew can feel like life itself. But here's the truth. After hours of sleep, your body is dehydrated. Cells, especially in older bodies, crave water to keep things running smoothly. Chronic dehydration can lead to fatigue, confusion, joint discomfort, and even mood swings. Here's the surprising part. 80% of seniors underestimate how crucial water is for morning vitality. They might take a few sips, but that's not enough. Proper hydration at sunrise helps your organs function better, supports kidney health, and makes you less prone to sudden drops in energy later in the day. And let's not forget how it helps with digestion and regularity. Try this. Place a glass of water on your nightstand or near your coffee pot. As soon as you're up, once you've done your gentle stretches, take slow, measured sips. Feel the water coat your throat and awaken your insides. If plain water feels dull, infuse it with a slice of lemon, cucumber, or even a few berries for subtle flavor. Over time, you'll notice fewer headaches, clearer thinking, and a sense of ease in your muscles and joints. Some older folks worry about running to the bathroom often. But ironically, adequate hydration can actually help your body regulate its fluid balance better. Being chronically dehydrated forces your body into a survival mode, making things worse. So aim for at least 1 cup of water in the first hour of waking. It's a small habit, but over months and years you're paving the way to feeling lighter and more energetic. Dehydration accelerates aging. Hydration can help slow it down. 3. Mindful movement or light exercise. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest game changers, a gentle form of morning exercise. Perhaps you're thinking, exercise? I'm too old for that, or I have arthritis, I can't. But hold on, we're not talking about high-impact aerobics or marathon runs. We're talking about simple, low-intensity movements that ease stiffness, support balance, and boost circulation. For instance, you could do 5 minutes of chair yoga, gentle tai chi, or a slow walk around the block. There's a remarkable study that suggests people who can easily stand on one leg for 10 seconds are more likely to enjoy a longer life. Why? Because balance is a key indicator of overall vitality. It's not about showing off, it's about preventing falls, one of the leading causes of injury among seniors. Just imagine, each morning, you carve out a small window, perhaps just 10 minutes. You stand beside a sturdy chair for support if you need it. You place your feet slightly apart, lift one foot, and see if you can hold your balance for 10 seconds. If that's too long, start with 5. Each day, you'll progress a little bit more. This small practice does wonders for your core strength, stability, and confidence. Think of Mr. Anderson, who used to rely on a walker. He told me he felt powerless, convinced he'd never stand steadily on his own again. But through consistent daily balance exercises and a bit of light stretching, he's found a new sense of freedom. Now, he walks short distances without his walker and has far fewer aches. That sense of independence is priceless. So, if you've ever thought you're too old to move, remember, movement is life. Just a few minutes of gentle exercise each morning can mean the difference between struggling at 80 and thriving at 90. Don't overlook how powerful and life-extending this habit can be. 4. A balanced, nutritious breakfast. Eating breakfast might sound like an obvious habit, but many seniors either skip it entirely or settle for a cup of coffee and a pastry. Here's where a mistake can creep in. This small oversight in the morning might cost you your independence after 75. Why so dramatic? Because poor nutrition accelerates muscle loss, triggers unhealthy weight fluctuations, and can throw blood sugar levels off balance. Over time, that means weakness, frailty, and even a compromised immune system. Your body needs quality fuel first thing in the day. Think of simple, senior-friendly options like oatmeal topped with berries, a slice of whole grain toast with a bit of peanut butter, or a veggie-packed omelet. Protein is your ally for maintaining muscle. Fiber keeps digestion smooth and cholesterol in check. Healthy fats support brain function. And let's not forget the joy of taste. Food is one of life's great pleasures. You don't have to eat anything fancy. You just need to eat something nourishing. Consider Dorothy, 78, who always said she had no appetite in the morning. She'd wait until noon to eat, and by then she felt shaky and drained. By slowly introducing a light breakfast, like a banana and a handful of nuts, she noticed more energy and less of that mid-morning slump. The difference was night and day, quite literally. So tomorrow, as you plan your breakfast, ask yourself, is this going to feed my muscles, bones, and brain? It doesn't have to be complicated. A small bowl of Greek yogurt with fruit can do wonders. By treating breakfast as a non-negotiable morning habit, you're giving your body the essential building blocks to stay strong, alert, and ready for all the joys that the day and the years ahead can bring. 5. Calm the mind, breathing, or meditation. Life can sometimes feel overwhelming even in our golden years. Worries about health, finances, or family can creep in like unwelcome guests. The morning is when your mind is fresh, but it's also when anxieties can flood you. The best countermeasure? A short window of intentional calm. Some call it meditation, others call it prayer, mindfulness, or simply breathing time. Picture this scenario. You sit in a comfortable chair, feet on the floor, and close your eyes. You inhale slowly, counting to 4. You hold that breath gently, just for a second or two. Then exhale softly, counting to 4 again. No pressure, no fancy technique required, just your breath and your focus. If your mind wanders, that's normal. Gently bring it back to the rhythm of breathing. Even 2 or 3 minutes of this can lower your blood pressure, reduce stress hormones, and help you feel more centered. Some people like to repeat a calming word or phrase like, "my peace," or "am calm." Others simply enjoy the silence, feeling their heartbeat and letting the breath guide them. There's a reason doctors and psychologists are advocating mindfulness for seniors. It's been linked to better emotional well-being, improved sleep, and a reduced risk of depression. The morning is a perfect time. Before your day gets busy with appointments or chores, carve out that stillness to ground yourself. One dear friend, Thomas, 85, swears this practice has saved his life. He was a chronic worrier, losing sleep over every little concern. But once he established a morning breathing ritual, barely 5 minutes long, he found he was gentler with himself and more at peace with the day's uncertainties. That sense of calm, repeated daily, accumulates into a profound, life-lengthening benefit. 6. Stay connected, a tiny social ritual. Loneliness can be as damaging to your health as smoking or obesity. Studies have shown that seniors who feel isolated have a higher risk of cognitive decline and even cardiovascular problems. The morning is a golden opportunity to nurture connection. Maybe you make a quick phone call to a loved one, greet a neighbor during your morning walk, or even send a short message to a friend, just to say hello. You might be thinking, "Son, I live alone. It's not easy for me." Understandable. But in this age of technology, a phone call or a simple text message can create that spark of human connection. If you prefer something more old-fashioned, maybe you open the curtains and wave to a neighbor, or feed the birds on your balcony and notice them flock each day at roughly the same time. That small routine of sharing your morning with someone or something else fights off isolation like a champion. For example, Mary, 72, had a habit of calling her sister every morning at 8. They'd chat for 5 minutes, sometimes 10. It became an anchor in Mary's life, a reminder that someone cared about how her day was starting. When her sister passed away, Mary continued the tradition with a new friend at her senior center. The sense of routine and warmth lifted her spirits and helped her cope with the grief. Stay connected. It doesn't need to be a grand gesture. A short conversation, a warm greeting, or even an online chat can fill your emotional reservoir. Over months and years, that reservoir becomes a fortress against despair and a lighthouse for hope. When your spirit thrives, your body often follows suit. 7. A quick and balanced check, literally and figuratively. We've already touched on the importance of physical balance, like standing on one leg for 10 seconds. Now let's expand on that. Each morning, after you've hydrated and maybe had a small bite to eat, conduct a balance check. Yes, practice that quick physical test. Hold on to the back of a chair, lift one foot, and see if you can stay steady for 10 seconds. Switch legs if you can. Breathe in and out, focusing on a point in front of you to maintain stability. This alone can be a life changer. But there's a second layer, your figurative balance check. This means taking a moment to gauge your emotional or mental well-being. Ask yourself, am I feeling anxious, grateful, lonely, hopeful? Identifying the emotion helps you address it head-on. Maybe you need an uplifting phone call, or a brisk walk to clear your head, or a few moments of gratitude journaling. A balanced mind and a balanced body go hand in hand. Why is this so critical for longevity? Because physical strength is intertwined with mental resilience. Seniors who maintain both are the ones we see dancing at their grandchildren's weddings at 90. They're the ones who stay curious, keep learning, and find solutions rather than obstacles. Don't underestimate the power of a short balance check, both physically and emotionally, to add years of joyous independence to your life. Weaving the habits together. You might be wondering how to seamlessly incorporate all 7 habits into a single morning routine without feeling overwhelmed. Here's a gentle suggestion. Wake up gently, lie in bed, stretch, and feel gratitude for a minute. Hydration, drink a glass of water or water infused with lemon. Mindful breathing, meditation, sit quietly for 2-5 minutes, focusing on your breath. Balance check physical, use a chair for support and practice lifting one foot. See how long you can hold it. Light exercise, do a few arm circles, gentle neck stretches, or a slow walk outside. Breakfast, choose something with protein, fiber, and healthy fats, like oatmeal with nuts or an egg with veggies. Stay connected. Make that phone call, greet a neighbor, or send a text. Start small. If doing all 7 feels too heavy at first, pick 1 or 2. Commit to them for a week. Notice the changes in your body and mood, subtle improvements in energy, or a more cheerful outlook. Then add another habit when you're ready. Over time, These small building blocks become a fortress of well-being. Emotional mini crescendo, the power of consistency. Now I know life can throw curveballs. Some mornings you might wake up feeling stiff or heavy-hearted. Perhaps the news you read last night was troubling, or you're missing a loved one. On those days, these habits are even more vital. They might feel harder to do, but that's when they work their magic the most. Think of your life like a tapestry. Each thread is a habit, a choice, a moment of self-care. Day by day, you're weaving a stronger, more vibrant pattern. No single thread changes the entire tapestry, but together, they create something beautiful and lasting. That's the power of consistency. Remember the open loops we hinted at? The 10 and small mistake in the morning that could cost you your independence after 75%? Often, that mistake is simply neglect. Neglect of hydration, neglect of muscle balance, or neglect of emotional well-being. By dedicating yourself to these morning habits, you close that loop. You protect your future self from the heartbreak of avoidable accidents, declining health, or creeping loneliness. A note on science and studies. Each of these habits is supported by scientific findings. Researchers have long observed people in so-called blue zones, regions with notably high numbers of centenarians, and found that moderate daily movement and social connection are key factors for longevity. Studies on hydration confirm improved cognitive function in seniors who stay well hydrated. Breakfast helps stabilize blood sugar levels, while mindful breathing reduces stress hormones. And of course, the 10-second balance test stands out as a quick, powerful predictor of how well you'll navigate your later years. But beyond the studies, there's also the timeless wisdom passed from generation to generation. If you've watched older relatives who aged gracefully, you'll notice many of these habits in action. Daily walks, heartfelt conversations, nourishing meals, and a sense of inner calm. These aren't new ideas, they're proven pearls of wisdom that we sometimes forget in the hustle of modern life. Stories of transformation. Let me tell you about Edward, 90 years young. He lives in a small town and wakes up each day with the sunrise. First, he silently thanks whatever higher power he believes in for another morning. He slowly sits up, stretches his arms toward the ceiling, and wiggles his toes. He drinks a glass of water he keeps on his bedside table. Then, after a brief prayer, he stands near a chair, lifts one foot, and challenges himself to remain balanced. Some days he succeeds easily. Other days his muscles feel shaky, but he tries anyway. Later, he calls his granddaughter to wish her a great day at school, a tiny gesture, but it keeps him connected. Breakfast is simple: oatmeal topped with a handful of walnuts. Then a slow walk to the corner store for a newspaper. By 8 a.m., Edward has already done half a dozen things that strengthen his mind, body, and spirit. No wonder he still drives his own car and goes dancing on weekends. Or consider Rosa, 76, who spent years battling morning anxiety. She started practicing 2 minutes of mindful breathing each day, gently inhaling and exhaling to slow her racing thoughts. Eventually, she noticed fewer aches and pains, likely because stress was no longer piling up in her body. She felt more confident to join a local dance class, forging new friendships that brightened her entire outlook. These aren't celebrities or fitness fanatics. They're everyday seniors who embraced small, consistent morning habits. Their stories are a testament to how powerful these rituals can be, not just for adding years to your life, but adding life to your years. Overcoming resistance. You might say, I've tried new routines before, but I always give up. That's okay. Changing habits after 70 or any age can feel daunting. The key is to be patient with yourself. Start with one tiny step. For instance, if balance exercises scare you, just do them for 5 seconds at a time. If breakfast feels too heavy, try half a cup of yogurt. If calling someone daily is too much, aim for once a week. Give yourself grace for the inevitable days you skip. Life isn't a perfect script. What matters is that you keep coming back. Over weeks and months, these habits become second nature. And then one morning you'll realize you're standing straighter, thinking clearer, and feeling more upbeat than you have in years. Your future self will thank you for the effort you make today. The bigger picture: adding 10+ years of life. Scientists and gerontologists often talk about health span, the number of years you live in good health, free from major disability or chronic disease. Wouldn't you like to extend that period as long as possible so that you can truly enjoy time with children, grandchildren, or even great-grandchildren? So you can still indulge in your hobbies, travel if you wish, and wake up each day with a sense of purpose? The 7 habits we've discussed: gentle wake-up, hydration, light movement, balanced breakfast, mindful breathing, social connection, and a daily balance check are all part of this grand vision of living better, not just longer. People who do these consistently often find they've added a decade or more of active, fulfilling life beyond the usual expectations. Some of you might think, I'm already. Is it too late? The answer is a resounding no. Our bodies have a remarkable capacity to heal and adapt, even at advanced ages. Each day you practice these habits, you're giving your cells, muscles, and mind a reason to stay resilient. You might notice changes in your energy, your posture, your mood, and even your relationships. Over time, small victories accumulate into a profound transformation. Embrace the gift of another sunrise. Every sunrise is a gift, another day to love, to laugh, and to grow. At 70, 80, or even 90, you still hold incredible power to shape your future. Yes, your body has changed, and yes, you carry the memories of a long life behind you. But the morning remains a sacred space where you can plant seeds of vitality. Remember the open loops? The mistakes that many seniors make, the 80% who skip crucial habits, the hidden dangers of dehydration and neglect. They don't have to be your story anymore. You have the ability to change your narrative, to re-energize your mornings, and safeguard your independence. So tomorrow, when you open your eyes, try something new. Stretch gently, sip that water, stand up carefully. Take a deep breath that fills not just your lungs but your heart. Savor a simple yet nourishing breakfast. Maybe call someone you love or say a friendly good morning to a passerby. And for just a moment, lift one foot off the ground, balance your body, balance your mind. With each passing day, these 7 morning habits will become a faithful companion on your journey. A journey that can lead you to a healthy, vibrant life that extends well into your 80s, 90s, and beyond. You deserve nothing less. Embrace the gift of another sunrise and step forward confidently into the extra years waiting for you.